Has TikTok ever made you buy something you didn't need? Considering the TikTok made me buy it hashtag has almost 75 billion views, for a lot of people, the answer is probably yes. Maybe you found a cheap dupe for a more expensive item, or maybe you felt like you were missing out on an amazing product because an influencer convinced you that you needed to run, don't walk before it sold out. This sounds like a pretty normal part of the TikTok experience, right? Let's take a look at how TikTok is actually taking advantage of us. Well, I'm pretty sure many of us have experienced the scarcity mindset that TikTok has created. It's everything from a feta pasta trend in 2021 to viral skincare brands such as CeraVe, resulting in stores everywhere being sold out of these products. Maybe it's because how products are promoted to us. Although items are being sold to us, it feels trustworthy because TikTok ads seem very organic. There's a personal touch that reaches the audience in a way that other apps do not. Influencers on the platform tell us that they'll no longer gatekeep these good products, so it feels like we've discovered something that we probably wouldn't otherwise try. As most of us aimlessly scroll through the app, TikTok has been trying to turn passive users into consumers. TikTok has mastered the method of what is referred to as neuromarketing, with its algorithm creating a curated For You page based on user interests. This isn't some new method, but one that has been used for years on other platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. Neuromarketing combines neuroscience and marketing so that companies can identify user preferences, motivations, their needs without traditional surveys. It allows businesses to truly understand how a user responds at the subconscious level. Well, if it's been around for years, what's wrong with TikTok using this method? Well, the problem is TikTok is extremely fast-paced and microtrends come and go very quickly. Once the trend passes after a couple weeks, most people try to chase the next one for the feeling of satisfaction. This leads to people making irrational financial decisions, causing them to go into debt and causing financial stress. And it gets worse. In September of 2023, the app launched a new feature in the United States called TikTok Shop, which allowed sellers and buyers to complete transactions completely within the TikTok app. This included new features such as a shopping tab, product fulfillment by TikTok, and live shopping. It also partnered with third-party payment platforms such as Shopify, Salesforce, Magento, Zendesk, and others. TikTok will also store and ship items including clothing, electronics, and kitchen gadgets on behalf of manufacturers and merchants based in China. It will also handle the marketing, transactions, logistics, and after-sales services for these companies. This has allowed TikTok to essentially leverage China's position as the world's factory floor and offer lower priced goods. TikTok is currently running a referral fee promotion to further incentivize brands and marketers to push these products. According to an email shared with Digiday, in September, TikTok was even offering valued Shopify merchants $1,000 worth of ad credit when they spend $100 worth of shop ads. About 40% of TikTok users currently have access to the shop tab, and it will reportedly gradually roll out to all 150 million US TikTok users by the end of 2023. TikTok reported that 67% of users with the live shopping feature said they were inspired to shop even when they weren't planning to. This is worrisome considering that young people make up the majority of TikTok's user base. It's easy for young people to develop unsustainable spending habits in an effort to keep up with trends on TikTok. This pushes the buy now, think later mentality even further, which leads to more conspicuous consumption. But what does this term mean? Well, it refers to spending on a product or a service that is luxury, higher quality, or higher in price than what is practical or affordable for the person in an effort to display wealth or status. Basically, buying things beyond one's means to look rich. Sound familiar? This is yet another way that shopping on TikTok can begin to blur the lines between what you want and what you need. As a part of its sales pitch to brands, the Chinese-owned platform tells its clients it is at the forefront of persuading online customers to part with their cash. The two brands that have benefited the most from TikTok's exposure are Shein, which is a Chinese-owned company, and Temu, which is based in Boston but is owned by a Chinese company known as PDD Holdings. Shein has become one of the most popular clothing brands in the world, earning 100 billion worth of sales in 2022. Shein has been repeatedly criticized for selling products made in sweatshops. Both Shein and Temu have also faced criticism for poor quality clothing. In Shein's case, some of its clothing potentially even contain dangerous chemicals such as lead. But of course, TikTok still allows them to promote their products on the app. TikTok's global ad revenue has soared from 4 billion in 2021 to over 11.6 billion last year. It has even made 205 million more from in-app purchases than Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram combined. With the new TikTok Shop platform, TikTok is aiming to increase the total transactions amount of goods on the platform from 5 billion last year to 20 billion this year. And who are the spenders? Primarily young adults who are already facing financial and psychological pressures amidst the cost of living crisis. It's no secret that teenagers and young adults are susceptible to peer pressure to buy things that they see on social media. I'm sure many of us have experienced the fear of missing out, or FOMO, when scrolling through TikTok. But now the problem has become worse, with most schools offering little to no financial education and platforms like TikTok using the fear of missing out, or FOMO, to encourage users to buy things on the app. This new feature creates a dangerous environment, since in one click you can now purchase whatever you're seeing on TikTok. Just recently, Deloitte's 2022 Global Gen Z and Millennials survey showed that a third of Gen Z respondents worry about the cost of living, with most of them living paycheck to paycheck, and a quarter of them doubting that they could retire comfortably. Well, you might be asking, what does this have to do with TikTok? Well, for a generation that is struggling to acquire wealth or even live a comfortable lifestyle, hashtag TikTok made me buy it has some serious financial consequences. TikTok Shop and its new features are slowly taking advantage of young spenders on the app. The personal and authentic feel of TikTok seems more like an illusion now, doesn't it? Clearly, the For You page may not actually be for you, but rather for TikTok and Chinese-owned companies to profit off you. TikTok doesn't want you to window shop without purchasing, and for a generation that could only afford to window shop, this is a major problem. As grim as this may sound, there are some ways to fix this. Some TikTokers have recently been de-influencing people on the app. The hashtag de-influencing already has almost 1 billion views on TikTok. This involves making a TikTok about why you don't need a product in an effort to de-influence others from buying it. De-influencing also encourages wise financial decision making, such as budgeting, identifying your needs and wants, researching products before you buy them, and also delayed gratification. This is a step in the right direction, since influencers are basically promoting financial responsibility and sustainable spending habits. We don't need TikTok to make us buy it. It's time to stop allowing TikTok to make billions off of us. Maybe hashtag TikTok did not make me buy it could be a start. Let me know in the comments if you've gotten the TikTok Shop feature in your app as yet, and also what do you think about it? Thanks for watching.